Hello, everyone watching on YouTube, listening on Spotify. It's another episode of NRG Insights.
If you start the middle of January being negative for the year, your self-fulfilling prophecy will come true.
Yeah. Whatever you think is going to happen is going to happen. And it's like send the phone, I can't find anyone. You won't.
It's not to say there's not reasons to be cautious or concerned or to have any of those decisions about, when you're making spending decisions or plans, but you've got to start with positivity. I think from the political side, which is both an interest to me, but obviously is a major factor for the stability on the economy.
Yeah,
I think we're past the vulnerability that was causing, and even if some of them change in terms of the people, that government's here for 4 years, and we've got
suck it up.
Suck it up. We're going to see things that we like and we don't like. They're also at the beginning of their parliament. So if they're going to do unpopular stuff, they're going to do it now because they're not having worried about voting.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, in 4 years' time there'll be some radical changes.
Exactly. So I think that's going to be a major driver for why we've got a positive environment. We've not got clowns and circus acts going on. We've got at least people just doing their job.
If you could give one bit of advice that would make a difference to someone when they're starting out, especially people like yourself, you've been working for a decent business, they're earning good money, they're very good at what they do, but they feel like the next step is what you've done. What's the one bit that would make a difference to them?
I would just say to just be brave with it and not back yourself. Like if you think you can do it, don't be afraid to do it, and don't ever think just back yourself with your decisions. Don't ever be afraid to sort of take on more and do more, because I think ultimately every time you do take on more, you rise to it.
You'd be surprised what you can do as well.
Yes, amazing. What character traits would you say are important for someone that wants to come into like a financial services sales role?
In the sales role in particular, was that sorry? I think you've got to be quite dynamic. You've got to be able to adapt pretty quickly to changing. I mean, in terms of lending, changing credit appetite. If for some reason we're not going to do these kind of loans one day, you've got to be able to sort that out, and you've got to communicate that. You've got to be able to navigate the market, I suppose, and look ahead and be able to be aware of it. So I'm always reading the news. So I think that's the key. You've got to be quite dynamic and be able to adapt quite quickly, and also just be willing and make an effort, be hardworking. It sounds cliche, isn't it, and cringy, but
it is. But you'd be surprised. Yeah. Like it's hard work will get you much further than being talented. It's just true.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I think if you've got all the right traits but you're not working hard, people will look at you. I think if you're not quite there yet, but you're working your ass off, people will give you a little bit more leeway to get into the position you need to be in.
With everything I do, and I believe everyone should have this, is that there's nothing you see. I hate social media. I hate being public. I hate I love financial services. I hate social media. But everything you see from me there's a design. Oh, your light's going. Love that. It threw me off then. Everything has a design. So every YouTube video is turned into a blog, which the blog is turned into an email, which the email is turned into 3 carousels. Those 3 carousels have a like a keyword trigger that will trigger back, so that if you write something on the carousel, you can get the full video. Like, it's all a web of everything.
Yeah.
You need to have that level of design. You do need that.
Not just chucking videos out there and asking why I'm not getting any into it.
Exactly. If
the podcast is cut up, the podcast becomes my marketing material. I also write a newsletter, which is on the podcast. I'll tell you what I love about the newsletter, and if it helps people, is that this is maybe like the saddest little thing, but obviously if you've got an Apple Watch, every Wednesday my face appears on your watch. If you subscribe, so there's 3,000 people that my face appears on your watch once a week, and guarantee someone is thinking about recruitment. Do you know, and much as that the newsletters, I don't know who reads them.
No one needs to read it, mate. They just need to know you.
Just need to know it's in, and if everyone finds a little scrap of something, good. But I think it's amazing that 3,000 mortgage brokers once a week let me go.
Yours are great with that as well, because you do your newsletter, but you also do the clips. So with you, I always think podcast. That's what I think of. That's become very much.
You're the podcast guy. I have to go to people. Oh, by the way, I do recruitment. I don't make any money from podcast. Yeah.
But that's a great example of it. Is like you've took one thing and made it you're that one.
Yeah. If you're speaking to someone now, for you 4 years ago, what are whether it be characteristics or skill sets or things people need to hone to be successful in financial services, what would you say the most important thing is for them to kind of hone in on?
Hard work hard graft, extra hours. You can't just work 9 to 5. You can't just get into your desk at 9 o'clock and leave at 5 o'clock. It's just you're never gonna succeed and push boundaries and get really good at something. I think in any sector, in any job, you've got to show that you're really dedicated. You've got to put in the extra hours and the extra input. Also, just a bit of self-worth and a bit of appreciation for yourself. And I think I'm an organised person anyway. I like a list and I like a spreadsheet, but I think it's really important not just to bullet your day and bullet your jobs for that day, or maybe a conversation that you had with a client to remember what you need to do following on from that, but also bullet what you've done and what you're doing towards your next goals. I think keeping record of your journey and where you're moving to is really important for progress, especially in your early years while you are trying to prove your career. I think it's really important to kind of jot down where you are and what you're doing.
There's someone now, which there are obviously lots of people who are looking at setting up lenders, or they're looking at getting their first funding lines, that kind of thing. What kind of advice do you give to the new CEO that puts them in good stead for longevity as well, not just for making a few quid?
First of all, you will make mistakes, learn from them. Like I said, the highs will be high, the lows will be low. You will get through the lows. They will become highs. The highs will become lows again. It's a constant cycle. The biggest issue you think you have in the first year or two will be the smallest issue 10 years later. It's a constant involvement of you as a person, but also understanding a business and a marketplace. So don't sweat the small stuff. You will realise that when the lows are low and the proverbial shit hits the fan, that's when you'll really know if you're a leader or not.
I thought that was a problem before, but it turns out it was all right.
Yeah, I mean, you look back and I remember getting the first default on the loan book, and it'd gone over, and I thought that was the end of the world. And you don't realise that. This happens every day. It happens every day in the world where someone defaults on a loan, and it's how you react to that. And then that became other things, and other things take over, funding issues, and you just get through it. It's part and parcel of running a business, unfortunately.